who I am. I am Pete Davey. I'm 67 years old. I'm a Nordic walking instructor. I was born and brought up in a coastal town called Dawlish. I played football to quite a reasonable standard. I was on the books of Exeter City. I then played squash to county level. So and fitness was always been a big thing with me, really. I like competition. I like a challenge. I like to win. I didn't always, but that's part of sport. Endurance sport, I entered into it with cycling, really. I'd always cycled, but the endurance part of it came about when we were on holiday in Hungary. They had a small marathon race, really. I entered into that myself, did that. But also there they have what is called the Ultra Balaton. Now the Balaton is the biggest lake in Eastern Europe, and it's a 212k challenge around the lake. I thought, well, I'd like to do that.
Right.
The first year that I did it on a mountain bike, and that was quite hard, but most enjoyable. And I said that I would go back and do it again. I did it for 4 years. When we came back to England, 2010, I was then hooked on it. So that was it, you know. As a cyclist, an endurance cyclist, a keen cyclist, it's a passion of a lot of people to do the end-to-end. I did it in the Olympic year, which was another reason for doing it, I think. And yeah, I trained hard for that. We started in Land's End. It took 9 days, and over the 9 days we were cycling anything between 80, 90 miles to 100 and 120 miles a day. And that was right across Britain, through Wales. We finished at John O'Groats, and that was something special. That, yeah.
So, what's the total mileage that you did?
Total mileage was just under 1,000 miles, 900 and something miles.
What kind of feeling do you get at the end of something like
Oh,
that?
you get I get an emotional feeling because it's something that I wanted to do, something which I've achieved, and yeah, it's a really you're on a high for days after, you know.
You got ill. Was it beginning of last year?
Yeah, I did. February 2014, I was diagnosed with leukemia, blood cancer. That was a big shock. Your initial feeling or thought is, why me? But then, not being one to sit down, sit back, I thought, well, I've got it. I'm going to get through it. I did a cycle event after I was diagnosed, but before I started any treatment, and I knew then that my stamina wasn't up to it. So that hit hard, really.
What kind of treatment were you given?
I was given chemotherapy. I had 6 months of chemotherapy. It was during the chemotherapy that I started walking, and I would walk as far as I could, because I'd always been fit, and I wanted to maintain my fitness, so that's what I did.
Do you think that being an endurance person before this gave you some kind of or gave you a way of looking at it which helped you get through it?
Yeah, definitely. I feel I'm somebody who's got a lot of willpower. I feel that I'm somebody that won't give up easily. And I wasn't one who was going to sit around and watch daytime TV and think I've got leukemia. I got it. And why I got it, I don't know. But I had it. And I had to get over it. And that was my attitude. My attitude was, okay, do what you can to help.
So more recently you did another long distance walking challenge. Can you tell me about that?
Yeah, this was an ultra challenge. This came about after my completion of chemo. It was a sponsored charity event, so I decided that I would do it for leukemia research. The challenge was walking from the Olympic Park in London to Cambridge, which is 100 kilometres, 62.2 miles. And I thought, well, that's a good challenge. I was very fortunate once. I did a sportive where Bradley rode, and I was fortunate. I rode along beside Bradley Wiggins.
Were you keeping up?
No. He just went.
Because that's what he does.
That's what he does.